So we're going to be planting our corn, which you see right there. Jackie's raking some stuff out. But check out our bed, planting bed here. This is our compost from last year. Super lightweight, absolutely beautiful, dark, smells amazing, full of nutrients, and she's just raking it out even so that we can put the corn down. So how are you going to put the corn down?
So they say to plant them at least a foot apart, if not 1 to 2 feet. So I was thinking going like 1.5.
Okay. Yeah, as you can see, they're pretty big. They're starting to bend over, so it is time to put them in the ground. So this is our bed that we're going to be putting corn. Are we just putting corn in this?
No, I'm going to plant some other things on this end. I want the corn up there though.
Okay. And then we've got the other one here that we've got to rake out. This planting bed, we got to pull some weeds and rake it out. And then over here, you see our raspberries are going nuts. Looks like we're gonna have to put some string across there and put those bad boys up.
We don't have stakes, do we?
We might have to get some. We'll kind of give you a little tour here. We just went over we just went over the planting bed here that we're putting the corn down in. We've got this is the new planting bed that we started making last late summer, early fall. So that's going to need to be raked out. Also, this one back here will need to be raked out. But I mean, as you can see, this one is as good as that one. Just kind of spread it out. You can see how dark it is. It's just absolutely beautiful. So at the end of each year, each summer, we take the compost. So those of you that haven't seen our channel before, our much earlier videos, we've created a 3-tier system here. So we've got this one, a middle one, and then we got the end one. So the end one, as you can see, there's not a whole lot in there right now, just because we're ramping up again. That end one, I have some of the chicken poop and everything that's in the wheelbarrow. That's going to go in there, but we've got to empty what's in there into this middle one. So this 3-tier system, we put all of our hot stuff. All of our hot stuff goes into the first one, and that's why there's a black plastic around it. It's to help insulate it, so we can get it basically as hot as we can, and then we turn it and keep it wet, and it speeds up the breakdown process and breakdown period. We throw grass in it, and the grass clippings, man, it speeds up the process quite a bit. Everything that comes out of the chicken coop has already been composting for the winter. So the chickens, they keep it nice and heated up. They kind of scratch at it and everything. We don't use a heater in there, a heat lamp or anything. We basically allow the chickens to scratch at it and move everything around, and then we put fresh stuff on top of it. And it just stacks up, and then it breaks down throughout the whole winter, providing a little bit of heat for them, and then at the same time composting. It's a lot of work come springtime to empty out, but it ends up working quite well, because then we've already got several months of breakdown that has happened inside the coop. So by the time we pull it out of the coop and put it in our first compost, then we are able to start using that within a couple months, instead of having to wait 4 to 6 months for that to break down. The chickens are coming in, starting to scratch at things. They like it in here. The dogs like it in here too. They try to eat everything from the animal droppings to the compost. But we've got a strawberry bed. Strawberries are coming along quite well. Over there we're going to put potatoes this year. And then I can't remember what we're doing with these ones, but I know that we've got some vegetables and everything planned. And then the other 2 planting beds over here, we're going to be doing things like artichokes and some of the taller growing stuff. But Jackie's already got some flowers that are coming up. We try to put some flowers around the beds, and we put some of the flowers that help keep specific pests and that away, like marigolds and I can't remember some of the other flowers. That's Jackie's specialty. But she takes and puts flowers in little planters and puts them around our planting beds, and they help keep some of the pests away. It works pretty good. Here we filled this up with some of the rabbit poop and that, and we'll turn that, and then we're going to be putting sugar pumpkins in there, and those sugar pumpkins will climb up on this, and then they'll hang down. They're not very big, and that's what you use to make your pumpkin fillings and stuff, all your edible pumpkin stuff. So we're going to do that, but that's kind of the system that we use pretty much, give or take some things. As you can see, this middle one, it's got to be turned, and then that's going to be moving over there. That's already pretty broken up in the middle. When we checked, this first one was still frozen in the middle. I would venture to say it's probably not, or at least it's less frozen. The one in the middle was already producing heat, and then that other one, there's really not too much there to produce any heat, so it's not breaking down. So we're going to be moving some stuff over, and once that stuff moves over, that's the final stage before it goes on to beds and everything. And throughout the summer, we will take some of that broken down stuff and we'll lay it down in some of the beds, just to provide some fresh nutrients and stuff. We also take and use some of the rabbit droppings and that, and we create a tea, and we will take and use some of that tea as fertilizer, which has helped quite a bit. And then we also learned about saving all of our banana peels and making a high potassium fertilizer out of the banana peels. So we will be implementing some of that. That's kind of been our plan for offsetting the costs in that and shortages of fertilizer. And we want to try and create our own fertilizer. And that's why we have chickens and rabbits, and that's why we are set up the way we are set up, so that a lot of our system is basically self-sufficient. There's a constant cycle that's happening here, and it can basically run itself, is our plan, and that's what we've done the last 3 years. We are on the third or fourth year since we built this garden. We've already made one expansion, and we will be planning to make an additional expansion. This end of our property, the fence is in on our property about 30 feet. So we have like 38 feet or so that we can go that way. So we're planning on gonna push that fence back, and then we will be extending our garden further that way. Probably taking these trees out here, at least some of them, putting another planting bed there. We'll put another 2 planting beds probably, And then at some point, we're going to be putting either a greenhouse over there, or we're going to put a greenhouse over back here behind the rabbit hutches. Our idea originally was to connect a greenhouse to the chicken run, and then have it so that we can open up the greenhouse during the winter, and the chickens can get inside of the greenhouse. They can clean things up in there. They can, turn things, and then that way, when it's time for us to start using the greenhouse in the spring, all that soil and everything is going to be ready to use, and the greenhouse is going to be good. So that's kind of an idea we had. We may or may not use that, but the chickens are great for composting and prepping area for planting, because they scratch. I mean, that's what they're doing right here. They're just scratching it at things and picking at things, and they're great. They do a great job of that.